R.I.P. to Nick Gordon, y'all. Yes, sir. It's your boy Snake Eye. Bomb First TV checking in, man. Salute to the military and thank you for rocking with a real one. Hey, I want to salute to everybody on the Bomb First military and thank you for dropping them bombs on that like button. You know we only have one rule over here, and that's the don't play with that like button. Hey, let's get right into it, man. Nick Gordon passes away. Let's go down and bomb first. If you didn't know, Nick Gordon was the ex-boyfriend of Bobbi Kristina Brown, who was the daughter of the late great Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. Let's get into it, bomb first. Nick Gordon, Bobbi Kristina's boyfriend, dies. The boyfriend of Bobbi Kristina Brown, who was found legally responsible for her death, has died in Florida, according to TMZ. Nick's brother Jr. shared the news Wednesday by writing, "God, why did I have to lose my brother on New Year's?" and adding, "All I can do is cry." He later shared a tribute post with several photos of himself and Nick. It appears Gordon was hospitalized for a short time before his death. Walker said he was at his brother's bedside and spoke to him in his final moments. Reports say Gordon died of a suspected drug overdose. Now, we're going to get into this bomb first because it makes no sense. As you recall, Gordon and a friend found Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown's daughter face down in a bathtub on January the 31st, 2015, and she was placed in an induced coma. Brown suffered irreversible brain damage and remained unresponsive and passed away in hospice care on July the 26th, 2015. Bobbi Kristina's family sued Gordon for wrongful death, and he was found responsible for her death in September of 2016, Bonford, when he no-showed in court. He was ordered to pay her estate a whopping 36 million, Bonford. Of course, he was under criminal investigation for her death when he was accused of domestic violence with his new girlfriend, but the case was later dropped. We're told that Gordon had actually just moved to Orlando a few months ago and he was only 30 years old, Bumford. Now, I mean, this is just, it's screaming conspiracy, Bumford. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if Whitney Houston, she died, Bobbi Kristina Brown, she died, and all of these were suspicious deaths, Bumford. And now Nick Gordon, R.I.P., has died of another suspicious death, and it's just getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? They say he had a series of heart attacks during New Year's Eve celebrations, and you know, he was, I guess, you know, not doing well, and you know, it's just crazy. Sources tell the Daily Mail that Gordon suffered a series of heart attacks during New Year's Eve celebrations on Tuesday night. The outlet goes on to describe Gordon as a prolific drug abuser. Now, this is all alleged. I'm just letting you know what's out there. The source said it's early days, but the suggestion is he was taking drugs with friends and he passed out. They drove him to the hospital, took him inside, and then left him there. Whatever you think of Nick and his lifestyle, it's terribly sad that his supposed friends just dumped him and drove away. Oh my goodness. A specific cause of death has not been released, y'all. And again, the 2015 lawsuit claims that Gordon gave Bobbi Kristina Brown a toxic cocktail the night of her death, and like I said, he was found liable for her death. You know, 36 million, and it's just crazy. You know, Gordon was a controversial figure throughout the investigation into Bobbi Kristina Brown's death. According to WSB TV, an amended lawsuit against Nick Gordon from 2015 claims he gave Brown a toxic cocktail and she was found face down in a bathtub And the lawsuit adds that Gordon came home on January the 31st after being out all night on a cocaine and drinking binge. The lawsuit also states that Jordan would transfer large amounts of money from Brown into a bank account controlled solely by him. The outlet continues. Another claim says Gordon physically abused Brown, including punching her in the face, knocking out a front tooth, and dragging her upstairs by her hair. In 2016, Gordon was found legally responsible for the death of Bobbi Kristina Brown. He did not appear in court in the Atlanta Fulton County Court, and they confirmed this sentence. They ruled that he was responsible for a death bomb first, and he failed to appear. Now, as I stated previously, he just recently moved to Orlando, and he was living with friends and his mom. Um, it's just crazy, man. This is just suspicious bomb first. While under the criminal investigation for Brown's death, Gordon was accused of domestic violence. His girlfriend at the time, Laura Leah, claimed that Gordon struck her in the face while she was driving. She also said he pulled her hair. Leah later denied the altercation in a letter to the judge. According to People, Leah took back her statement and denied being struck or touched against her will by Gordon. The case did not proceed to trial. I mean, she basically, just took it down. But they said that during the domestic violence, the body cam video, the girlfriend said he was suicidal bomb first. Now that's according to TMZ. And it's just crazy. This was back on April the 11th, 2018. They said he was sobbing and bawling as cops arrested him for domestic violence, and his girlfriend claimed he was suicidal and wanted to be with his angels, Whitney Houston and Bobbi Kristina. They called 911, claiming attacked him. But when cops saw she was injured, they turned the tables on him. So basically, he tried to act like she attacked him, but when they came to it, they was like, "Nah, bro, you attacked her." Nick was hysterical, and at one point, you hear cops say that Nick was trying to explain he was famous. The girlfriend then, like I said, Laura Leah, told the cops that Nick was wasted. The two got into it on the drive home, and when an argument turned physical, at one point Leah revealed Nick wanted her to crash the car so he could be with his angels. Prosecutor did not decided not to charge Nick with a crime after Laura became uncooperative, although he's still in trouble for violating his bond conditions, and that was back in 2018 bond first. But you could see him and Bobbi Kristina Brown, they had a tumultuous relationship full of domestic violence allegedly. Everything is alleged, you know what I'm saying, even though it's kind of substantial evidence pointing in that direction bond first. But you know Bobby Brown absolutely hated him, and he held him responsible for Bobbi Kristina Brown's death. He was the last person with her. You know, and basically, man, Nick Gordon is just he didn't had a rough life bomb first. You know what I'm saying? He been through a lot, and it seems, like I said, drug abuse. A lot of time he probably wasn't thinking rationally, and made some haste decisions that you know turned his life upside down. Basically, I do feel like he was hurting from the pain of losing Bobbi Kristina Brown, and he was very very close with the family. All of a sudden she's gone. He's having to go through life. I can understand how that can be detrimental to your life, and if they was a big part of your life, and then at the same time, they say he was transferring money to an account that he was solely in control of. obviously his funds went down. I mean, the bag was gone. Bobbi Kristina Brown was gone. Whitney Houston was gone, and Bobby Brown wasn't gonna give him shit bomb first. You know what I'm saying? Not to be funny, but you know what I'm saying. He did not like Nick Gordon, and it's just crazy how his life ended in similar fashions as Whitney Houston and Bobbi Kristina Brown. A lot of people gonna be speculating. It is very, very, very suspicious of how he died, but they saying he was a drug abuser. You know, he did heavy drugs, and you know it may have caught up with him. You can't keep doing drugs and going on drug binges and survive all these near-death occurrences without it actually happening bomb first. So we're gonna see, but we're gonna say R.I.P. to Nick Gordon. Um, you know, condolences go out to his family and friends. I know his brother is taking the news very hard. But you know, it just he's just a sad figure in history. So many people were fans of Whitney Houston, and they knew the whole story of Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, and then Bobbi Kristina Brown came along, so they became fans of her as she was growing up. And a lot of people view Nick Gordon in a negative light due to all the allegations and assumptions about him throughout his life, being a serial domestic abuser, um, binging on drugs, being heavy into drugs, and it just his life has just been in turmoil, and I know he was probably haunted by the death of Bobbi Kristina Brown, and it just probably was too much for him, and he just couldn't take it no more. I don't know, but we're gonna see what the autopsy unveils, and we're gonna go from there. But like I said, R.I.P. to Nick Gordon. It's just a sad situation and another moment in time, back from when Whitney Houston and Bobbi Kristina died of a similar situation. But we're gonna, just keep moving and pray for his family bond first. But I just wanted to give you the news that the ex-boyfriend of Bobbi Kristina Brown, Nick Gordon, has passed away of a apparent overdose of drugs. So if you got any questions, what I'm saying, drop comments. I get in the comment section. And y'all, I just don't know, man. Get off them drugs, man. You see it ain't turning out good for nobody, man. You don't need these hardcore drugs if you want to escape reality. I mean, but it's just not worth it. A lot of people doing these drugs and they're not coming back, and they dying at young ages. Bomb first, he was old, so you know what I'm saying. Talk to your kids and let them know, man, that drugs, it just ain't the way to go. You know what I'm saying. Don't let them see you doing stuff that later on in their adult life they will be accustomed to because they saw you doing it. Be a great example to your kids, Bomb first. But again, R.I.P. to Nick Gordon. This is Bomb First TV. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified every time we upload. And thank you for rocking with a real one. This your boy Snake Eye, Bomb First TV. Man, a bomb has been dropped. Gone.